Hello, I'm Rabbi Elton from the Great Synagogue in Sydney, and our personality today is Rabbi Moshe Schreiber, Rabbi Moshe Schreiber, called the Chatam Sofer, born in 1762 and dies in 1839. Rav Moshe Schreiber was born in Frankfurt in Germany, but spent most of his career in Pressburg, what is now called Bratislava, where he was the founder of a great yeshiva and attracted many students, including his own sons and grandsons, but also many of the people became very influential in Hungarian and Central European Jewry. He is known primarily as the great opponent of the burgeoning Reform movement and of the Haskalah, the Jewish Enlightenment, which I discussed when we talked about Moses Mendelssohn a few weeks ago. In fact, in his will to his children, the Chatam Sofer told them not to read the books of Mendelssohn, they were too dangerous. However, he also referred to Mendelssohn as Rav Moshe Dessau, Rabbi Moses of Dessau, because although he disagreed with Mendelssohn, he still credited him as a rabbinic figure, even though he thought some of his ideas and his writings were dangerous for later generations. The Reform movement was really taking off in Germany in the time when the Chatam Sofer was in a position of leadership, and there were many innovations which he disapproved of, introduction of mixed choirs, introduction of the organ, mixed seating of men and women, reforms to the prayer book, the moving of the bimah from the middle of the congregation to the front by the ark, and he was very concerned that these changes would lead to a total disintegration in organized and traditional Jewish life. And therefore he opposed equally those innovations which were against the halakha and those which, though not forbidden, at least represented a change from the established norms. He took a phrase from the Mishnah, out of context but deliberately so, Chadash Asur Min HaTorah, a phrase which means literally that until the Omer sacrifice is brought on Pesach, Chadash, new grain, is not allowed to be eaten, but he translated it homiletically, Chadash Asur Min HaTorah, everything new is forbidden by the Torah. An absolute iron determination to prevent any innovation at all, lest traditional Judaism be swept away on the tide of modernity and reform. In this way, he's seen as a founder of Orthodox Judaism, and particularly of Ultra Orthodox Judaism, and the Hungarian Jews, his followers, were considered the most militant opponents of anything which could be construed as reform. He was, however, a sympathetic and accommodating communal leader. He did not oppose leniency. He did not impose terrifically high and impossible standards upon his followers, but all that had to be within the context of a traditional Jewish pattern of life. Any ideological attempt to tear down Judaism as it had been received was to be opposed, but within that context of traditional Judaism, there could be leniency and accommodation to suit and to allow individual needs to be expressed and to be accommodated. A figure who is much maligned by some, who accuse him of being a great conservative, a reactionary obscurantist, but he saw the dangers that would come from the corrosive and dissolving effects of modernity and felt that a line had to be put down, and he is still the inspiration for all those who resist the tide of modernity and try to preserve Judaism in its historical form. Thanks for joining.